Hello students, good morning. This is Mr. Connor, your professor, and I'll be your teacher, your instructor for this course, Texas Government 2306, and it is G007, the first half of the spring semester 2026. Okay, so let me get into it and give you a little outline of the course. Okay, when you open the course, this is pretty much what you will see. And you'll have a little welcome message and a text link. The text link tells you that there are no textbooks for this course. You don't have to buy a textbook. The text material is embedded in the course. You will read the text as you work the course. And so you don't have to buy any textbook. Okay. So let's get into it. Let me first of all go to student view so that you see the screen just like you will see it on your laptop or smartphone or desktop computer, whatever. Okay, across the top you'll see course materials which you pay no attention whatsoever for. That is for courses that have textbooks. You don't have textbooks for your course, so you totally ignore that. But you do look at the syllabus. Syllabus is important. Okay, so you click on syllabus and they ask you to confirm that you have read the syllabus. So presumably you will read it, and I think at the end there will be a place for you to click saying, yes, I've read it. Okay. So the idea is you need to be sure to read the syllabus. Now the syllabus starts out with some interesting stuff. One thing is some words of wisdom. Mr. Connor's commandments. Now, since I'm not God, I don't have 10 commandments. I only have 6. So here they are. Don't do stupid things. It will hurt you. Keep your eyes on the prize. The tassel is worth the hassle. Remember that everyone is entitled to his or her own opinions, but no one is entitled to his or her own facts. The facts are the facts. And then you form your opinion once you know the facts. Don't be fooled. Check it out. Get involved. Speak for yourself. Okay, don't listen too much to other people. Think for yourself. That's the idea. Okay, then the future belongs to those who prepare for it, quote by Ralph Waldo Emerson. And then there's another image of me and information on the course itself. This is totally an online course, so unfortunately I won't get to meet you in person. It will all be through email. And one word of instruction or order, check your emails frequently. I send a lot of emails and they are important. I send you reminders of things you need to do. And so check your email many times every day, not just once a day, not just twice a day, but I would say 4 or 5 times a day. Check your email. Now also, you will be given attendance in this course, even though you don't show up in a classroom. You will be given a grade for attendance, and that is computed by your login information. I can see your login information. I'll show you over here now. The collaboration class list. I will see you whenever you log in. It will show up here. Now, I'm making this video now. The class hasn't started, so no one's logged in yet. No one has logged in yet, and so nothing shows up. Okay, but at some point, you will show up the date that you logged in. The last date that you logged in, it will show up. Let me see. Collaboration, class list. Okay. Yeah, the date that you logged in will show up, and so I will know when you logged in. Okay, so be sure to log in, and let's see. Yeah, okay. So when you log in, it's going to show up that you logged in. Okay, so when you log in, you're going to get credit for class attendance. Okay. So you have to log in, and you will see that you will need to log in. Let me go back to the syllabus. Yeah. Okay, so here's a little welcome message, and then these are the student learning outcomes. This is what we hope to teach you in the course. Now the STAR bundle, you ignore that. Here again, that has the information on textbooks, because some classes require textbooks. You do not, so you just ignore that. And this is a message for dual credit courses that your course is offered free. There's no cost involved in your doing this course, and no textbooks are required. You do have to have good access to the internet, including, well, we're not going to have class, so not during class hours, so that really doesn't apply. Okay, you have a midterm record date. That is when we check up on you to make sure that you're still in class. And also you have a withdrawal date, which is February the 24th. So if you are not doing well in the course and you want to just give up on it, then that's the date by which you need to withdraw without receiving a grade. If you don't withdraw by that date, if you withdraw later, or if you just finish the course, but you don't do well, you may well make an F in the course. So if you're not doing well in the course and you don't have time for it or what have you, then you should withdraw by February 24th. Okay, you'll have a midterm exam, which will be online, and you'll have what's called a creative thinking paper, which is due on March the 5th, and I'll get into that a little later. And you'll have a final exam, which is due March the 10th. All of these will be done online. For example, your midterm is due February the 9th, but you can start it, I think, like February the 5th, you can start it. It will let you do the exam. I think it's February the 5th. It's on your calendar, which I'll be showing you. Okay. But your critical thinking paper, you can do that anytime during the course. I will talk more about what this is all about. It is due March the 5th. Final exam is March the 10th, and that will be online. And you will take it between the hours of 8 o'clock a.m. in the morning and 9 o'clock p.m. at night. So that means you got all day long to take the exam. You can take it anytime between those hours, but you got to take it then. You can't take it the day before. You can't take it the day after. You got to take it between those hours on that day, which is March the 10th. Okay? And this is what determines your grade. Like the midterm exam is 15% of your grade. The quizzes at the end of each chapter, there are 14 chapters in the course. At the end of each chapter, as you read through it, you will take a quiz. The quiz gives you 2 opportunities to take the quiz. You can take it twice, and the higher grade will count. Okay, so you have 2 bites at the apple, so to speak. And when you take the exam the first time, then it's going to tell you which questions you got wrong. If you got any questions wrong, it will tell you. It will not tell you what the right answer is, but it will alert you to the fact that you missed that question. And so you can go back and retake the exam. Unfortunately, you had to retake the whole exam, but you can correct those questions that you got wrong. You can take another shot at those and maybe get them right and make 100% on the quiz. Okay, your essay will be this critical thinking paper, which I will get into shortly. You have discussion posts. You have a discussion at the end of each unit. The course is divided into 4 units. At the end of each unit, you have a discussion post to make. You have to enter a thread on a discussion topic. For example, on the first unit, the discussion topic is Texas in the federal system. So you discuss about federalism, how Texas fits in with the United States. Okay, you just discuss that, your own words. Okay, then you have a final exam, as I said, and then you have attendance and class participation. And you will get that grade on the last week of class. You won't see that grade until the last week of class. Okay? And you are required to work on your course material every day, Monday through Thursday. You are required to attend class on Tuesday and Thursday. No, that's not correct. That is for face-to-face classes. Yours is online, so you don't attend class on Tuesday and Thursday. Okay, you receive grade for attendance up to 10 points. For logging in, you don't have to physically attend the class. You log on every day, Monday through Thursday, and you get points for that. So class attendance is very important. So I need to correct that. Okay. Okay, and of course this is an 8-week class. It goes by quickly. So you got to work. You got to work every day, Monday through Thursday, in order to not get behind in the class. Okay, and then you have some information on the school itself. Okay, so that is your syllabus. Okay, next thing you have, let's go down to getting started. First of all, you register to vote. If you're not registered to vote, you need to register to vote. That's very important. Now, you cannot register to vote online, but what you can do is you can go online and you click on register to vote, and I tell you the registration and requirements. So you have to be a U.S. citizen, obviously, and you have to have not been convicted of a felony recently or been adjudged by a court as being mentally incompetent. And so you just choose your language, I guess probably English, and you fill out the questionnaire like, are you a U.S. citizen? Yes. If you click no, then that's it. You don't go any further. You don't register to vote. If you're not a citizen, you cannot vote. Also, if you are under probation or if you're in probation for some criminal act, you can't vote. So if you're okay on those things, you can register to vote. So you answer all the questions, then you download and print out the application, sign it, and you mail it. They tell you on there the address to mail it. You don't even have to have a stamp. You just fold it over and drop it in a mailbox. Okay, so you need to be sure you're registered to vote. Okay, you have a free subscription available to the Texas Tribune, and so you can log on here. Just log on to this first one. Don't log on to all of these, or you'll be drowned in information. Just log in onto this one and get the day-to-day information on what's going on in Austin by the governor and the state legislature, because they are working, even though they're not in session this year, they still work, the committees work, legislators are drafting proposed legislation and having hearings and so forth. So they're doing some things, and so there is news coming out of Austin, even though the legislature's not in session this year. They are in session on odd years, not on even years. And this is an even number of years right now. Okay. Next thing you do is there's an introduction discussion, which you just enter your name, your degree plan, and anything else you want to tell me about yourself. And after you do that and enter it, you get 1 bonus point added to your grade. And then we've been through the syllabus, the textbook. You can download the textbook and read the whole textbook if you want to, but you don't have to, because what they do is they give you the information from the textbook as you're going through the course, as you're working through the course. Okay, but if you want to read the whole textbook all at once, there it is. There's something called the dash, which I want you to read this because it's the most important thing that I can tell you, or that I think anybody can tell you about yourself and your life. This is an article that I wrote for a local newspaper back in September of 2007. It's called The Overwhelming Importance of the Quality of the Dash. You know, what happens is when you are born, there's a date of your birth. And then at some time in the future, hopefully a long time in the future, there'll be another date by you, which will be the date of your passing, the date of your death. So if you have a family who takes the effort to put a tombstone by your grave, there's a dash between the date that you were born and the date that you passed away. There's a dash in there. And so you look at that dash and you say, what does that dash stand for? Well, that stands for your life. That embedded in that dash is everything you did during your life. What you did, what you failed to do, what you were too lazy to do, or maybe what you pushed yourself a little harder and achieved more than you thought you would achieve. Whatever you did during your life, what did you accomplish during your life? What did you make of yourself? How did you benefit other people? How did you benefit your family? At the time of your passing, what will your family members who are still living and your friends, what will they say about you at that time? That's what's important. And that is the quality of the dash. So I urge my students to work on the dash. Work on the dash. There's also something from my Boy Scout days called Scout Vespers. This is something that you should reflect on every night before you go to bed. Softly falls the light of day as our campfire fades away. Silently each scout should ask, have I done my daily task? In other words, when you go to bed at night, you should ask yourself, hey, what the heck did I accomplish today? Or did I just waste the day? Did I just goof off the day? What did I accomplish? Take a little inventory. And then I have a little video clip on Groundhog Day. And this was a movie about a newspaper reporter who was assigned to go to Pottawattamie, Pennsylvania for Groundhog's Day, which is February the 2nd of each year. We have one coming up. And, what it is that this poor reporter was assigned to this very boring assignment of just covering this groundhog when he comes out of his hole and whether or not he sees his shadow. And it's just boring thing for a reporter to cover. So he experiences a phenomenon almost like a curse that he goes to bed the day before and gets up and goes through the day, and then he goes back to bed and he wakes up and it's the same day all over again. He does the same thing, and then it happens again and again, and finally the curse is broken that he does something beneficial. He finds his old piano teacher when he was a kid and he was taking piano lessons, but he quit. He showed a lot of talent, but he quit. And so he finds his old piano teacher, and she still has the piano. He gets over there and starts to playing. She starts giving him instructions. Wow, he's improving himself. And so he's broken the curse. So watch the movie sometime. It's interesting, and it's funny. It's funny as heck. Okay, so those are some things for you to do. Okay, you have a calendar, and the calendar tells you every day what you should be doing that day. So look at your calendar. I'm going to rush through that since I used time on the dash. Okay. You have an extra credit bonus. Oh, wait a minute. First of all, okay, all right, this is your assignments. You have 14 chapters. There are 14 chapters in the book. So you have 14 assignments, and you start right here with Texas Culture and Characteristics, Chapter 1. And I have a little information about farming, and I have some music about farming, some humorous music that you may enjoy, because farming has been a big thing in Texas. It still is. But in the early days of Texas, almost everybody was either a farmer or a merchant in the city selling the farm goods. So, and of course, Texas has changed a lot since then. We've become very urbanized. Okay, so you go through each chapter, and when you get through in Unit 2, the first unit is chapters 1, 2, and 3. Those are the first three. That's the Unit 1. And then you have discussion topic. You discuss an issue. In this case, it's going to be the federal system. You're going to discuss the federal system. Okay? And you enter threads on the federal system. Okay, then you do Unit 2, which is 4 more chapters. And then same thing, you do the quiz for each chapter. When you do a quiz, you get 2 shots at it. You can do it twice. And after the first time, it shows you what questions you missed. It doesn't show you the right answer, but it shows you what you missed. And so you can go back and redo the exam, correct those questions that you missed, and make a better grade. Okay? And then you have a midterm exam, which is 50 questions, and they're all like multiple choice or true and false. So you go through those. Those are done offline, online. And you can't do those until I think it starts on February the 5th, when that starts. And you can do it anytime between the 5th and the 9th. You can do it anytime during that time. You can't do it before then or after then. Okay, then you got Unit 3 and 4 with more chapters, more quizzes, and then you have your final exam, which is on the Unit 3 and 4. Okay, and you do all that online. Okay, then your main project is something called the critical thinking paper. Okay, and so let's see if I can get that. Okay, let's see, did it start? Okay, I need to change the start date. Okay, excuse me, I need to go back into the instructor mode so I can change the start date on that. Hold on just a moment. Let me go back to that, and I'm going to go down to that, and then I can change the date on that. Because I'm doing this on January the 17th, but it shows it starts on January the 20th. So I got to change that to the 17th. And let's say at say 8:30, no, p.m. 8:30 p.m. Okay. Okay. All right, so you see it now, critical thinking paper. Now what that is that you come up with your own political party. You know, we have the Republican Party and the Democratic Party. Well, come up with your own party. You know, talk about these 8 things. You write an essay, only has to be 5 pages long. And you have the name of your party, and you have a logo for your party. Like the Democratic Party has the donkey, Republican Party has the elephant. You're going to have a logo. I've had students who've had the snake party, and they have a snake, or the lizard party, or the bear party, or the dinosaur party, or like I did, the dinosaur party. You come up with a name of your party, and you also come up, I'll show you in a moment, you come up with a logo. And you write an essay, and you talk about these 8 things. You form your party. You say, you pick out 3 issues that you like, or that you are concerned about. Might be something like climate control or climate change. Might be immigration. It might be abortion. It might be the cost of education. It might be anything. You can pick out three topics. Don't pick out more than that. Don't want a laundry list. Just pick out 3 topics and tell us what your party would do if it got elected. What would it do about those things? Okay, and so you just answer those 8 questions in your essay, and you have the name of your party and a logo of your party, and bingo, you got it done. It's not hard. Okay, let me just show you the party that I came up with was the dinosaur party. And I had a logo, a T-Rex. That was the logo of my dinosaur party. So you pick out a name of a party and you have a logo for the party. Might be the lizard party and you have a lizard. You download a lizard. Might be the cow party and you download a cow or a bull or a aardvark or an armadillo. It could be anything. Okay, and you have a logo for your party and a name for your party. And then you answer those eight questions. And here again, this is a long answer. You don't have to have one this long. You only have to have 5 pages. So you don't have to have a big long one like this. But I guess I overdid it. But at any rate, it's there for your entertainment if you wish to go into all of it. Okay, so that is the critical thinking paper that you are required to write, and that is a requirement. If you don't do that, you don't pass the course. It's a absolute mandatory requirement. You have to do it. You can't skip that at all. You got to do that. Okay, so let's see. Okay, you have something called, there's a bonus. There's a bonus which I have to, okay, it's due March the 10th. And let's see if I have this. I have some instructions to put in there. I'll need to do that. I'll need to put in those instructions for it. I may have them now. Let me see if I can do that. Yeah, I think I can do that now. Let's see, add instructions. Let's see if I can do that right now. Paste. Yeah, there we go. All right, that's good. Okay. And then I have some other, yeah, I have this. Okay, fine. Okay, so you're good to go on that. All you have to do is you have to write a letter to me. Tell me about yourself. Tell me what your favorite pet is. Tell me about what makes you happy, what makes you afraid, what your career plans are, what your hobbies are, whatever you want to tell me. And you get 2 bonus points just for telling me that. And it's not graded, it's just given. You put something there. There's no requirement for length or how long your comments have to be. It doesn't. Just say something, and you'll get credit. 2 bonus points. Okay. All right, so that's pretty much the whole course. And your grades go in. You'll see them on your the class list. You'll see them, and I'll see them in here. You see, everyone starts out with a 0, and as you do some work, you build on that. You're building toward 100. Okay, so you start out at 0, and then you build on that. Okay. Okay, you'll see there the dates are on there. I got my date. Okay, and so when you access your course, the date will show up here. And I will check these dates every night, Monday through Thursday. And if you have logged on that date, you will get credit. You'll get a credit. Probably a 1 point added to your grade. You will get that. If you don't log on, you don't get that point. You lost out on that point. So I will see when you have logged on. I will see when you logged on, just like I'm logging on at 9:25 p.m. on January 17th. Okay? And so whenever you log in, it will show. And each time you log in, a new date will come up. So you got to log in every day. You can log in any time of the day. You can log in the wee hours of the morning or late at night or in the middle of the day, whenever you want to log in, but you got to log in. The idea is that you log in and you do some work on your course. Okay, but that's how your attendance is counted. Okay, I think that that is pretty much covering it. And so I think I will sign off and say, well, I look forward to hearing from you, even though I don't get to see you in person, which is regretful. But feel free to text me, email me, call me, whatever, with any questions that you have. I'm always anxious to hear from you. Okay, and let me know how you're doing and any questions that you have. So I'm going to sign off now, and you have a good rest of the evening.